Namaste. I hope that everybody is having a beautiful day. I just wanted to take a quick second and thank you all so much for being here with me today. I'm very appreciative of it. So now with that being said, I have a very wonderful hip releasing yoga today that will hopefully help open our hips and release any unwanted tensions or emotions that we tend to store in our hips. So if any emotions do come up, please don't suppress them, let them out, and it will just be an added release. So the only things that you will need today are optional, but they are a pillow or a blanket if you choose, and a strap of some sort. So we're going to go ahead and begin in a comfortable seated position. So if you'd like to grab that pillow or blanket to prop yourself up on, go ahead and please do so. So go ahead and find that comfortable seat wherever that is for you. Bring your shoulders up, back and down. Sit tall and lengthen through the spine. Go ahead and please gently close your eyelids. You can place your hands wherever feels comfortable for you. We're going to go ahead and begin to focus on our breathing. So taking deep inhales, deep into the belly, and then exhaling in through the nose and out through a relaxed mouth. Try to really connect to your breath. Just really focus on it. Go ahead and take one more big breath. Wonderful. Go ahead and gently open your eyelids. We're going to go ahead and begin staying in the seated position, and we're just going to do some hip rotations to start to wake up the hips and warm them up a little bit before we begin our stretching. So go ahead and just bring it around, bringing your torso around, really feeling the deep stretches in the hips with every movement you take. So inhale as you come forward, and exhale as you come around the back. Really pushing forward with the chest when you come forward, really tucking with the belly, and bending through the back as you come towards the back. Good. Go ahead and switch directions. Moving with the breath, inhale forward, exhale towards the back. Trying to relax your face, relax everywhere in your body. Good. Go ahead and just move side to side. All right. We're going to go ahead and grab your left leg in your opposite hand, and you're going to go ahead and place it on that opposite leg. Now it doesn't have to be up here. It can be more down towards here. You just don't want to place it on that knee, as you want to protect that joint. So if you need more room or more space, you can just go ahead and set it, on your calf or your shin, or even on the ground, wherever is comfortable for you. Now we're going to go ahead and place our opposite hand on the opposite foot. You're going to go ahead and inhale, bring the knee up towards the torso, and exhale, push it down very gently. Be mindful of how that hip feels. Don't push too hard. Just go to where you feel a good stretch, but no pain. Inhale, bring up. Exhale, push it down. Go ahead and do one more on this side. Great. Go ahead and release that leg. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So bringing the right leg up and over the left or wherever is comfortable. Go ahead and grab that foot with the opposite hand. Inhale, bring the knee up. Exhale, push it down. Make sure you're keeping long in the spine here. Good. Once you've done 3, go ahead and release that. We're going to go ahead and come into cobbler's position. So that is feet together, knees wide apart. Going to go ahead and just flap it out for a little bit just to still bring in some more movement. Staying long through that spine. Great. Now we're going to go ahead and find some stillness. So if you'd like to go a little bit deeper in this stretch, go ahead and try to push your elbows down into the knees, and it will help push open the knees. Be mindful to just tip through the hips. You don't want to be bending through the back. So staying long here and just bending. Now you can come out a little bit further too with your legs, and that may feel a little more comfortable. So just find what feels good for you. Every exhale, try to push the knees a little bit more. Good. Take an inhale and go ahead and come up. Now we're just going to go ahead and bring our knees together, and we're just going to drop them from one side and then over to the other. Great. I'm going to go ahead and go into a twist. So we're going to go ahead and bring our left leg over our right. We're going to bring our right arm, so our opposite arm, opposite knee, around to the outside of that knee. You're going to go ahead and bring the other arm up and behind the back, pushing up to lengthen through the spine. And now we're going to go ahead and exhale and twist. Pushing this elbow into this knee, and you'll really feel this in the outside of that left hip. Breathing deep into the belly, every exhale, twist a little more. Good. On your next inhale, go ahead and unravel, coming to center. And go ahead and switch the legs. So go ahead and bring your right leg over your left elbow over your right knee. Bringing that opposite arm behind the back, pushing up through the hand to lengthen, and exhale, twist. Go ahead and look over that right shoulder. And push into that right knee with your left elbow. Good. Next inhale, come to center. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull out that pillow blanket if you're using it. We're going to go ahead and move slowly and mindfully into a tabletop position. We're going to go ahead and just do some hip rotations. So we're going to inhale, bring our hips over to one side of the mat, pushing back, and then go ahead and sway over to the other side, and then go ahead and come forward and back again with an exhale. Inhale, coming up and forward. Exhale, going around to the back. One more in this way. Inhale. And an exhale. Good, now go ahead and switch directions. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and one more. Great, we're going to go ahead and go into a child's position. So knees out wide, big toes together, pushing the hips back towards the feet. Go ahead and place that pillow or blanket on your feet if you don't want so much strain in those quad muscles. Go ahead and reach forward with the fingertips and sink back. Really feel your lower back release here. Now, everything really is connected in the body. So when you release one area of the body, it will help to release another area. So we're going to go ahead and get into our lower back and our hamstrings, and that will help also hopefully release our hips. Okay, next inhale, go ahead and push out of this, coming back into our tabletop position. And we're going to go ahead and bring our right leg forward in between our two hands. We're going to go ahead and come up into a low lunge. So once you feel stable, go ahead and rise up, pulling back the right hip, pushing forward with the left hip. Pushing deep into those hips. Staying long through the spine. Try to really focus on relaxing any muscles that are being held. So do a full body scan here. Notice where you might be holding, so maybe through your glutes. And really just try to focus on releasing and relaxing them. Good. Go ahead and take a deep inhale. On your exhale, we're going to go ahead and just roll over that right heel, coming over the left knee. So bringing your hips over your left knee. Have a slight bend in that right leg. We're just going to tip from the hips here, not from the spine. So make sure to stay long here. Go ahead and flex those toes up towards your face. And then just bend forward. You should be feeling this all along the back of that right leg here, even into the calf, especially the more that you flex your feet up towards your face, the more you'll feel it. Good. Take another inhale. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and come back onto that right foot, coming forward into that low lunge. We're going to go ahead and go into our lizard posture. So you're going to bring that right foot, all the way out to the very edge of your mat. You're going to roll onto the outside of that foot, really opening that right hip. Then we're going to go ahead and bring that knee back just a tad of the opposite leg, just so you feel a deep stretch through that left hip flexor. So the front of that left leg and that left hip. Just go ahead and breathe here. Now if you have a little bit more stretch, go ahead and come down onto those elbows. And that will really help push that knee a little bit more out to the side. I hope you can hear how beautiful the birds and the crickets are outside here today. Very relaxing. Breathe right into those hips, or where you're feeling any resistance, try to send it some breath. And try to help it release. Good. Next, inhale, push up in those hands. If you're on your elbows, go ahead and roll back onto that right foot, bringing it back into center in between the front hands. Then we're just going to go ahead and bring the foot back to meet the other one in a tabletop position. We're going to go ahead and switch to the opposite side. Let's go ahead and bring that left leg in between the front hands into a low lunge here. When you feel stable, go ahead and squeeze towards the midline and rise up, pulling back that left hip, pushing forward with the right hip. Long through the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Looking up towards that third eye point. Good. Take another inhale. Exhale. Good. I'm going to go ahead and roll onto that front left heel, pushing our hips over our right knee. Slight bend in that left knee. Tip from the hips. Flex the toes up towards the face of the left foot. Now breathe into the back of that left leg. Good. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Good. Now go ahead and roll back onto the left foot. Now we're going to go ahead and heel toe that left foot out to the left edge of the mat. Roll on the edge of that left foot. If you have more of a stretch, come down onto your elbows. Now you should be feeling this all on that front right hip flexor and on the inside of that left thigh, possibly also on the outside of that hip as well, of the left leg. So now breathe deep. Imagine like you're breathing into those areas that you feel resistance or tightness. Good. Go ahead and inhale, come up if you're onto your elbows. Go ahead and roll back onto that left foot. Heel toe it back in between the hands. And we're going to go ahead and bring it back to meet the right. Go ahead and just shake out your hips here. Just went really deep into them with those lunges. So just move whichever way feels good here. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go into our pigeon posture. So we're going to go ahead and bring that right knee to meet the right wrist. We're going to go ahead and come back a little bit with that left leg. You want to go ahead and look back at your hips and see if they are equal. You want to keep them square and in position. If you have some more stretch, you can bring that left foot a little bit more forward so that your shin is a little more parallel with the front of your mat. Otherwise, wherever it just goes naturally, that's perfectly fine. If you would like your pillow or blanket here, you can go ahead and tuck it under that hip, and that might feel a bit more comfortable. We're going to go ahead and inhale and lengthen. You're going to really be feeling this in that outer hip of the right. If you have some more stretch, go ahead and come down onto your elbows, maybe placing your pillow here, and you can put your forehead down on it. Just really breathe deep here. Try to let go. If you notice that you're holding maybe in your left glute or your right glute, try to really focus on letting it go. So really just do a couple full body scans in this position. Maybe you're clenching your eyebrows. Just try to relax. Great, take one more deep inhale. Exhale. And inhale. If you're down on your elbows, push up into your hands. Good, now go ahead and bring that right leg back to meet the left. Give it a little bit of a shake here. Now we're going to go into the other side. So bringing that left knee towards the left wrist. Squaring off your hips. Go ahead and check behind you. Check and see if your hips are equal. Go to where your shin feels comfortable. If that just naturally wants to go back, just let it go where it needs to go. If it's more comfortable to place that pillow or that blanket underneath that left hip, please do so. Inhale, extend, and breathe. You have a slight bend in the elbows, and if you have more stretch, go ahead and come down onto those elbows. And then if that feels good, go ahead and place your forehead either down on your mat, or if it's more comfortable to place it on that pillow, please place it on that pillow or blanket. Remember to take some full body scans here. Notice where you might be holding, and really try to imagine just letting it go. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. If you're on your elbows, inhale, push up into those hands. And everybody go ahead and bring that left leg back to meet the right. And go side to side with your hips, front and back, whatever feels good. You hear that strange sound in the background, that is our chickens. Great, now go ahead and cross over the ankles, one over the other, and just gently and mindfully guide yourself over into a seated position. We're going to go ahead and go into our cow postures. So we're going to go ahead and place the right knee underneath the left knee. Now if you have stretch and your knees come right over the other, this is ultimately after you release the end position that you'll be in. But if you don't have that much stretch or you're very tight today, every day is different, just go ahead and go to where it feels comfortable. They don't need to be directly on each other, just what feels good. So you're going to go ahead and find that position that feels good. Maybe if you have some more stretch, also go ahead and try to walk your feet a little forward. And you want to have both sit bones grounded. So you don't want one hip to be hiking up. If it is so, you might be a little tight, so maybe come out of that a little bit just so that you can set both hips down on the ground. So once you're here, take a deep inhale, lengthen, bringing the shoulders away from the ears. And then if you have a little bit more give, go ahead and walk your hands forward, tipping at the hips. And that will really increase the stretch in the outer edges of those hips. You'll probably be feeling it a little bit more in the top hip, but you'll definitely be feeling it in both hips. Every inhale, lengthen. Every exhale, try to walk your fingers a little bit more. But making sure that both sit bones are grounded and you're not coming off. Be mindful to notice where you're holding and let go. Alright, inhale. Go ahead and walk your hands back up so you're coming to a neutral spine. We're going to go ahead and unravel our knees and we're going to switch sides. So left knee underneath the right knee, coming to where it feels comfortable. Maybe walking the feet out a little bit more, keeping both sit bones grounded. If you have a little bit more give, take a big inhale, lengthen. And exhale, begin to walk forward with those hands, tipping from the hips and not bending from that lumbar or lower spine. Good. Take a deep inhale, come up. And go ahead and unravel the legs. Come sit long ways on your mat. Going to go ahead and roll down one vertebrae at a time until we come laying flat on our back. Go ahead and have that strap nearby if you would like. Very controlled. Good. Once you get here, we're going to go ahead and go into our happy baby posture. So you're going to go ahead and bring up one leg, grab on the outer edge of that foot, or grab the toes, or if that's not very comfortable, go ahead and grab your strap, place it just on the top of that foot. You don't want to place it in the arch because there's a lot of muscles and nerves and just good stuff in there that you really don't want to crunch together or compress. So place it on the ball of that foot. And you're going to go ahead and take an inhale and exhale, pull down the knee. You want to have that ankle right over the knee. You want to be feeling this directly in the hip and in this hamstring of the right leg. Good. And if you want to not do one leg, you can do both legs. So bringing them both up, grabbing on the outside or grabbing the toes, whatever is comfortable. Making sure that the ankles are over the knees and pulling down towards the ground. Trying to untuck that tailbone. So you want to really try to push down your tailbone into the ground, pushing your sacrum down. Having that long spine, as well as pulling down the knees, pushing down through the feet. Wonderful. If you want to rock side to side, if that feels good, go ahead and do so. If you have the strap and you have just the one leg, go ahead and switch legs, so placing the strap over the ball of the opposite foot, straightening the opposite leg and pulling down. Breathing deep all into this area and into your hip, sending it some love. Good. And maybe if you're here with both legs and you're rocking side to side, maybe lengthen one leg and keep one bent. And then when you switch to the other side, lengthen the other leg. Just getting a little bit more movement into those hips. Wonderful. Wherever you're at, go ahead and stop. Go ahead and release gently. And then we're going to go ahead and place our hands down on the ground and very carefully, using the strength from our core, we're going to go ahead and drop our feet down to the mat. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and lay in Shavasana pose, corpse pose, so bringing the shoulder blades together, tucking them underneath your back, palms up towards the sky, letting your feet relax, closing your eyelids, breathing deep into your belly. Go ahead and do a full body scan here, starting with the top of your head and going all the way down to your toes, noticing if you might be holding anywhere and just letting it go. Breathing deep. I'm going to go ahead and try a little bit of singing bowl meditation with this, so please go ahead and lay there with your eyes closed. I have my singing bowl here. It is the Muladhara chakra, or your root chakra, so at the base of your spine. So I want you to be thinking of this area as I'm playing the singing bowl, and the color that resonates with this chakra is red. So imagine this area and see the color red. Just really try to focus here and just listen to the sound of the bowl and notice the vibration that it leaves in your body and just the feeling that it gives you. if any. I'm going to go ahead and begin. Great. Notice how that feels in your body, the vibration that sound left. There's any emotions or feelings that may have arose from the sound of the singing bowl. Now I really encourage you to lay here in Shavasana for as long as you would like. If you would like to come up now, go ahead and roll to one side, come to a seated position. We're going to take an inhale, bring our hands together, exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for being here with me today and taking the time to do something for yourself and for your well-being. Your body deserves it, you deserve it, and I know your body will thank you. So namaste. Thank you all so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and go subscribe to my page if you'd like to see more videos. I'm putting them up about every other day, so I hope you enjoy them. Please let me know if you do. And I hope you all have a very peaceful day. Thank you.